Our next speaker has 20 years of international experience in the telecommunications industry. Her current role is Head of Core Networks Portfolio Marketing. She will tell us today how to avoid pitfalls that sabotage women's careers. Esther, over to you.
Thank you, Alina, and thanks for the introduction and for having me here. Because I truly believe that this type of event is crucial for us, and we can't do enough to attract young women to the IT industry, what is critical for the health of the technology and the global economy. In my presentation today, I would like to share my experience about how women can avoid some pitfalls that may sabotage their careers. I want to start my story spending a few words in this picture. I'm very proud of it. It's me a few years ago on a stage presenting in front of more than 200 customers. By the way, 95% of them, they were men. And this is something I couldn't have achieved without knowing what I'm going to share with you now. In my presentation, I will first introduce myself and tell you why nice girls don't get it. I hope you are curious by now and you are asking yourself, girls don't get what? Well, you will hear more about it later. I will close my presentation sharing a few books I have read and that they have really influenced my way of thinking and working. Who I am? I grew up in Spain in a working class area in Madrid and moved 24 years ago to Germany. I'm a telecommunication engineer that joined Nokia 26 years ago. It's more than half of my life. And you have heard that if you get a degree in math, science, or technology, you can get whatever job you want to have. And this is something I can confirm myself because as an engineer, I had the possibility to work in different roles in my company, in services, sales, product management. Well, these are typical engineer roles, right? But also I have worked on other roles that are not so typical for engineers, as my current role as the head of the Core Networks Marketing Department. And I feel very lucky to have a job that fulfills me. What is good, because I spend many hours working. This is my first recommendation to you. Choose a profession that you are passionate for. But I have also other passions than my work. I'm passionate for the nature, and therefore I became an environmentalist that fights against the climate change, and also an advocate of gender parity and women's rights. I love to spend time in the nature, hiking, biking, climbing. And if there is something I wish someone would have advised me before when I was younger, it's not to be so hard with myself and see myself through the eyes of the people that love me. Nice girls don't get it. Don't get what? Well, nice girls don't get the corner office. But you may ask yourself, why should anyone want to get the corner office? Let me explain you. Some years ago, big companies' leaders had their office in a quiet corner of the building, where the access was restricted only to them and selected employees working with them. So, Nice Girls Still Don't Get the Corner Office is a book that is written by Louise Frankel to help women achieve success in business. In her book, Louise listed 133 common mistakes that women make unconsciously and that may sabotage their careers. I don't have time to cover 133 mistakes, right? So I have selected few of them, and I will go one by one, giving a quick overview for each. The first one, stop acting or talking like a girl. We have learned that acting like a nice girl, even when we are grown up, is not such a bad thing. Who doesn't want to be nice? People like girls and men want to protect them. While the issue there is being a girl is much easier than being a woman, and girls don't take responsibility for their destiny. But be careful, because overcoming the nice girl syndrome doesn't mean to have to become mean and nasty, because nice is necessary for success, but it's not enough. And when we live our life limited by the expectation of others, we live incomplete lives. So we never allow ourselves to take control of our destinies. Acting like a man. And the emphasis here is in the word acting, because many women have stereotypically male characteristics and behave accordingly. These women aren't acting, what is perfectly fine as long as you are authentic and yourself. Being different of a man, believe me, is not something wrong. We women bring a unique set of behaviors to the working place and that are very much needed. Like we collaborate more than compete. We listen more than talk. We use relationships rather than power to influence. Therefore, continue learning about your style and just be authentic. Next mistake, trying to avoid politics. Well, trying to avoid politics is like trying to avoid the weather. What is impossible? If you are not involved in the office politics, then you are not playing the game. And if you are not playing the game, you can't win. The business politics is simply the business of relationship and understanding that you do something in exchange for something else, what is completely normal in every relationship, right? So find out what the other person needs, what they have to offer, and how can you facilitate a win-win situation. Be aware how you look and especially how you dress is relevant for your success. You don't need to smile all the time. Match your smiles to the tone of your communication. A serious talk doesn't need a smile. Avoid tilting your head. It can be okay when listening, but avoid it when you are speaking. Sitting in meetings with your hands under the table or taking up too little space, making yourself small. Failing to maintain eye contact. Also dressing inappropriately. Remember, dress for the job you want, not for the one you have. And make sure that your makeup, hairstyle, and accessorizing fits to your personal brand. Remember, your personal brand is essential to get the job you want. Here now I'm talking about two different mistakes that can sound like a contradiction. Needing to be liked and not needing to be liked. People get promoted, hired, or fired based on how likable they are. So you need to be liked, and this is natural. This can be a good thing, but you shouldn't stop from thinking that everybody wants to like you all the time, because feeling like you need to be liked can stop you from taking risks and hard decisions. But also remember, it's impossible, as I say, to have everybody liking you all the time. Why don't you replace the thought with, people might be upset with me, but at least I'm acting following my values? Don't get me wrong, not needing to be liked is a mistake, because also being promoted is a popularity contest. Avoid lengthy explanations because they will make you sound like you are making excuses. We women tend to use long explanations because more words soften a message, and we don't want to sound too powerful. In some cases, even we do it to overcompensate our insecurity. It's not necessary that you tell everything that you know related to a topic. In many cases, less is more. Another mistake, asking for permissions. Have you noticed that men don't ask for permission? Women, we ask for permission more out of a habit than from really needing someone to give us the green light. Inform others about your intentions. Don't ask for permissions. For example, instead of saying, "Could it be okay if I work tomorrow from home as I'm expecting a delivery?" You could say, "I wanted to let you know I will be working from home tomorrow as I'm expecting a delivery." Sounds much better, right? Apologizing. Have you ever realized that if a man and a woman bump into each other on the street or the supermarket, it's far more likely that the woman apologizes to the man? So start counting the number of times you apologize unnecessarily and reduce the number. Only apologize when it's really worth and do it once and then move on to the problem-solving mode. Find a sponsor. Having the right sponsor can make a dramatic impact on your career. And a sponsor is not the same as a mentor. What is the difference? In short, mentor advise you and a sponsor advocate for you. Women tend to be over mentor and under sponsor. And as a result, we can miss out on the positive impact of having a sponsor. You need a sponsor that has the power to push you through the system. So don't look for a role model or someone you admire. Choose someone with the power to advocate for you. And what are the requirements for sponsorship that you need? First of all, you need a great performance. And to demonstrate that you are willing to go the extra mile in terms of your time and energy, you will need to win the respect and the trust of your sponsor, and therefore you need the performance and the ability to go the extra mile. And it's important that you share the vision for the company that your sponsor has. Another mistake is waiting to be noticed. Well, waiting to be noticed will not get you where you want to be. As we spoke before, you have to create your own brand and sell it when the opportunity arrives. And if you are not able to sell yourself, be aware that you could often be ignored. Not because you are not capable, it's just because you are too modest and believe your accomplishment will be noticed. So if there is a job or assignment you want, ask to be considered for it. And let people know that are close to you that you are ready to make the next career movement. The more people they know about it, the more likely will be that you hear about new opportunities. And spend time learning new things, asking for feedback, and getting coaching. This will prepare you for unexpected opportunities and challenge. Working hard. We have heard that women have to work twice as hard to be considered half as good. And this is why we women work like ants, always working. The truth is, no one ever got promoted purely because of hard work. You also need strategy thinking, networking, and being a team player. So spend at least 5% of your time, of your working time, building relationships, doing the work of others. While women are doing the tedious work, men are building their careers. And remember, promotions are rewards for getting the job done, not necessarily doing the job. So stop volunteering for low impact assignments and stop feeling guilty about saying no. Don't work without a break because it's bad for your health and decrease your performance. Take a break every 90 minutes to maintain the maximum level of concentration. The last mistake I'm covering here, denying the importance of money. There are many statistics showing the gender disparity in pay and benefits. In Germany, where I live, women earn 18% less than men doing the same job. I know that we women don't feel comfortable talking about money and asking for a salary increase. Actually, the numbers say more are 19% less likely to ask for money than men. And if you like it or not, money is important. Only a well-paid job will give you the financial freedom to do whatever you want to do with your life. So there are 3 books I will recommend you to read, and this is my closing slide. You have already heard about Nice Girls Don't Get the Corner Office. The other 2 books I read that made an impact on my way of seeing my work and my career are Becoming and Leaning. My favorite one is Becoming, written by Michelle Obama. Michelle, in her book, tells the story of her life, how she was raised in a working class district and managed to graduate at the two of the best universities in the US. She also became the first African American to serve the First Lady of the United States. And in that role, she helped to create the most welcoming and inclusive White House in history, becoming as well a powerful advocate for women and girls in the US and around the world. The other book, Lean In, written by Sheryl Sandberg, that is the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook. In her book, she tells her experience of working in the world's most successful business to show how women can empower themselves, unlock top leadership roles, and achieve their full potential. And there is something I want to highlight from her book, and that I would like to use it to close my presentation. Share responsibility at home in an equal way. From the very beginning, having clarity on family, parental, and homework obligations will help to find the right balance at home and at work. And now my final words. Ladies, remember, the sky is the limit. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Esther, for this amazing speech. I need to admit that after our talk, I've already booked all recommended books by you, and I'm going to read them now. So thanks a lot.
Thanks, Alina.